welcome to Man Cave United, the second episode. I'm here with Vim, I'm here with Emad, and we're going to do the post-game of Arsenal-Manchester United. What a debacle. Nothing's changed. Just, Neo Tevez gets one. We get a couple of penalties against us. Oh, mate, what a shocker. What do you reckon, boys?
Well, I'm glad I'm awake for this episode. Sorry I missed the first one. I'm pumped to be in the cave, I can tell you that much. I can't wait to see where it takes us over the next season anyway, under Ten Hag. And just in regards to yesterday's game, well, we expected a better performance than the one they delivered against Liverpool. And I don't know where I stand on what they delivered. I think it was a lot of barking and not a lot of biting in my eyes.
Well, we conceded early, didn't we? Conceded early.
Very early.
It was no surprise.
3 minutes earlier than the Liverpool goal this time.
That was shocking, wasn't it? 3 minutes.
Ridiculous.
No, I thought Tellez was that poor through the game. Like, seriously, it's an absolute joke,
He had a bad game. He did have a bad game.
It was one of his worst games in a United shirt. I just don't think he could. I'm not even going to say the pace of the game got the better of him. He just couldn't get to grips with what was going on around him. His awareness was poor. His positioning was poor.
It's unlike him, though, isn't it? Do you not think? Because normally he's quite good and he's quite energetic. I don't know what's happened to him past couple of games.
I don't think he's a world-class defender, but I thought he had a bit more about him than what he showed yesterday. And just he tried to execute yesterday was, I don't know, it was well below par. But in saying that, I look around the pitch and not many other players performed a whole lot better, to be honest.
No.
There was a couple of controversial. Look, I thought we were unlucky not to get a couple of penalties ourselves. That handball was an absolute shocker, and they didn't even go to VAR to look at it. I don't think. I think
that's because we spent the next 10 minutes keeping the ball in rather than kicking the ball out, so they could go to VAR and have a look.
That's terrible, isn't it? Like, you should be having a look.
There was a point in that series of plays after that handball. Arsenal cleared the ball out of their half, and we're all screaming at the pub at them, like, just let the ball roll out so they can go and have a look at it. Varane strolls over to the ball, and just as it's about to go out over the sideline, he keeps the ball in, and so kept the clock ticking. There was no break in play for VAR to have a look at the handball situation.
We were never in the game at the start, were we? At the start of the game, we were never in it. Like, I think I said to a couple of people there, I cannot believe we're losing possession this easy, that early in the game. It was just...
There seem to be a lot of lapses in concentration. I don't know what these guys are doing, pre-game in terms of getting their alertness up and, getting really hyped and pumped for the game. It seems the preparation is lacking. And there's also lack of leadership in that team, I understand that Bruno was captain. Maguire normally is, but there just seems that there isn't that unity. It seems at the moment it's like Manchester disunited.
What did you guys think about the lineup when the lineup was first?
I thought it was a bit better, to be honest.
I'll read the lineup to you. So it was De Gea in goals, Lindelof, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Varane, Delight, Sancho, Tellez, Matic, Alanga, McTominay. Yeah, and then on the bench you had Henderson, Bailey, Jones, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Lingard, Mata, Garnacho, and Rashford.
Seems like a better lineup, doesn't it? Than having Maguire, let's say, in that centre back role. I was glad to see Varane back, even though he was partly at fault for the first goal. And Matic is also back. Seems better, doesn't it, than previous ones?
I think on paper it seems better.
I think it always is on paper.
Look, Varane has been very underwhelming since coming and signing for United. I know I think that was his 20th appearance this season across all competitions. I'm not sure if it's 20 in the Premier League. He's been injured for most of the season. the games that he has played for us, not saying he's been rubbish, but he hasn't been fantastic. He hasn't, for me, he hasn't given me like more of a sense of security at the back there. I still think that we're so vulnerable at the back. Yesterday, I don't think he played very well yesterday at all. He looked indecisive. He looked unsure of himself. He looked nervous, shaky on the ball. I wasn't overly pleased or wrapped with his performance yesterday. Like I said before, in saying that, no one really stands out for me.
I think with Varane, we've got him at the tail end of his career, and he's starting to get to that point of where his body is probably not recovering as fast. And when you've also got a broken dressing room, and camps are forming, you're not actually walking into a lot of reassurance or a reassured or a strong mentality team. I guess these things can play a factor in your performance, and it looks like it's affecting everyone. You heard, I don't know if you guys heard Paul Scholes. He said he had a word with Jesse Lingard, and he said basically the dressing room is a disaster. He didn't really say much more as to what that meant, but they're saying that it's a very toxic environment, and there are multiple. There might be 2 or more split camps in that dressing room.
There's one of your dressing room leaks, then, isn't there? Jesse Lingard. So
Jesse Lingard, yeah.
Scholes has pretty much thrown him under the bus.
Well, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it, right? You can say he's throwing him under the bus, or we're getting an insights to what's really going on. I know Luke Shaw's been leaking. Harry Maguire's probably been leaking. I'm sure they all do it.
We were getting those insights to what's going on without the name linked to the leak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Gary Neville had those comments a few weeks ago about the reporters knowing who the leaks are.
Yeah.
But he was obviously not going to say who it is. And then Scholesy's come out and said, I'm sure Jesse wouldn't mind me saying I spoke to him a couple of days ago, and this is what he told me. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's going to mind. Well, maybe he won't. He's going at the end of the season.
Who knows? Yeah, he's going. He's going. So, maybe he's doing us a favor by telling us, look, I can see that dressing room is broken. He's been at the club forever, hasn't he? I don't know. There's 2 ways to look at it. I see it as a positive.
The concentration on the pitch is just, regardless of what's happening off the pitch or in the dressing room, the concentration and the skill level of the players is non-existent. Like, if you watch Arsenal yesterday, their one-touch football, I don't know whether it's because we're defending so bad and our midfield's so fucking in depth. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, their one-touch football, they were playing with us. They were playing with us yesterday.
In and around our own box.
They were playing with us.
Yeah, I like the way they actually played. They knocked the ball around. If we had tried that up the other end of the pitch, we wouldn't look half as good as that.
But doesn't every team do that to us this season? Even Norwich and Burnley and Watford.
But even the teams that don't do this one-touch passing, they
still make us look so average. But the thing is, obviously, Imad, you play football. I still play, and Adam, I'm sure you're still involved in the game. But when you have a team that you don't really believe in, like if I'm playing 8-a-side football and I don't really like 4 of my players and I don't believe in them or I don't trust them and I don't feel that they're going to put a shift in, you're not going to really give it your all because you have a disunited team. Do you ever feel that, Imad?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think that would say more about you as a player than it would about them. You know what I mean? Because I've played football, but I've probably played in front of a crowd of 30 people. These guys are playing in front of 70, 80,000, 5,000. You're going to look a fool if you're not putting your best in.
Yeah. And if you're going out there as a squad of 11, trying to perform your best, and you know that some players just don't really want to play anymore for this club. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And you've got probably the worst centre-back in the whole Premier League, trying to shore up your defence. I mean, you look at the way players look at each other when Maguire makes mistakes. It's like they're saying, "What's he doing here? Why is he playing?" And they have no say or control as to having a centre back
He
of that
wasn't one of the
quality.
problems on the weekend, was he?
Not
He was sitting
yesterday,
on
No,
the
no,
bench.
but
in
it's
his
a build
defense,
up, isn't it? It's a build up throughout the season where our season is falling apart because of these weaknesses.
well, in his
Look,
defense,
even
Maguire,
yesterday, like
Maguire wasn't.
De Gea had to make a couple of saves yesterday. He was still saving our ass. And
Yeah,
again, it
brilliant
comes down
goalkeeper.
to De Gea and Ronaldo
Yeah,
to save it. Did Ronaldo hit the post as well?
No, that was
Delo
Delo.
did.
Oh,
Delo.
Delo. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had, Ronaldo gets the goal back. I thought Ronaldo never stopped trying all game, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
thought he was good.
He was
Even when
tracking back really well. He was
he
making
tracked,
Yeah.
tackles.
he tracked right into our back third at one stage, and
Yeah.
you could see that he was going to chop that play as soon as he got past him, because he seems to have that little bit into his game at the moment. If we're losing, he doesn't mind going after a player, which I appreciate a lot. So, and then De Gea.
What did you guys make of Bruno captaining the side over Ronaldo?
Mate, you know what I think about it. Look, and I'll continually say this. As much as I do talk about Ronaldo a lot, that guy's a freak show, and he should be captaining the side full time, 100%, without a doubt. But until I think Ten Hag comes in, look, I don't, and it comes down. I know, look, this is the part about the post game and it all links in together. But whether Ronaldo's at the helm next year, he needs to be captain at the moment, without a doubt. Bruno, man, he's weak-minded. He's so weak-minded. He's not good for the team. He's, as you say, Matt, he's the new Pogba, 250 grand a week now, and he just switches off like he just doesn't care. That penalty, man, just look.
There was a lot of people at the pub yesterday who know how I feel about.
I just can't work out why Ronaldo never took the penalty. I just can't work it out.
Basically, Ronaldo was asked about this, or rather, Ragnick was asked about this post conference, and he said that Ronaldo said he just didn't feel it was. What did he word? The exact words? He didn't feel that it was right for him to take it, and so he let the captain take it.
But
I don't know why. I don't know why he felt it wasn't right for him to take it. I don't know.
No way Ronaldo's given up goals, man.
This is what. No. Hold on. Let's be accurate here, right? It's not about our personal opinions. It's about what the coach has asked Ronaldo, and what he said in the press conference. So we know Ragnick doesn't lie. He asked Ronaldo, why didn't you want to take the penalty? And he says, I didn't feel right, or I didn't feel it was right to take it.
Doesn't lie, man. Come on.
I think that's a bit of a. I don't know. I think that's a bit of a. That might be a bit of a lie, like a bit of a white lie.
It could be, but we don't know, right? We don't know the truth.
Yeah, maybe just to make the, just so no one turns on Ronaldo or no one turns on Bruno as much. Say, oh yeah, he didn't feel like taking it, didn't feel right taking it. That's why he said Bruno. But I've seen Bruno this season shoo Ronaldo away when he stepped over a free kick.
So leading up to that penalty, did you see if there's any interaction between those two? I missed that part. There was no interaction. No. Okay, so Bruno just took the ball and went straight to the penalty spot.
Yeah, that would have made it.
Didn't even go to him, to be honest. I don't even think the camera went onto him straight away.
So,
what did you guys make of the Arsenal goal before we get to that penalty? What did you of the second Arsenal goal? The Tellez was.
Yeah, it's a penalty. For mine, straight away I called it a penalty because he went through his back.
But even in that whole period of play, we were under the pump for a while.
Yeah,
we were.
That's a penalty every day of the week for me. He's gone straight through his back, and people where we were saying, "No way, that's a penalty," and because they took a while to make a decision on it. It took them ages, and I said, if that's in the middle of the pitch, that's a free kick, and that's no different in the box.
I mean, it looked like also they were clashing together, almost like running in together, and it looked like Tellez took a little bit of a tumble. Because when you look at it from different angles, it looks different. When they look behind the goal, it looked like Tellers basically in that play just kind of ran into each other, and they took a tumble. What do you think, Emad?
Oh, I think it was a penalty. Yeah, because I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that's how the situation unfolded. I think because Saka was running towards the ball and Tellez was chasing him, and he's just gone straight through the back of him.
Yeah, he did. He
But
was.
then I look at that and I look at how long they took to analyze that. And then I think back to the handball that we could have had, the penalty we could have had for it, and they didn't even look at it once.
And that was Gabriel Suarez.
Cedric
When he was
Suarez.
literally, sorry, Cedric Suarez. He was crawling on the floor, watching
Yeah.
the ball, and putting his hand up sheepishly to try and stop the ball. It was such a blatant penalty.
So there was that incident. What do we have after that? So that made it 2-1.
Yeah.
And then we had the Bruno penalty. I had
His
my
penalty.
head tucked in.
I did not want him to take that penalty as well.
To
It should
be
have been
honest, mate,
Ronaldo all day
I
long.
had my head tucked in between two tables, mate. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, and I don't know what you guys think of that jump, hop, skip kind of penalty. I don't like it. I just prefer power, go to the corners. You know, I don't like that technique.
He can jump, hop, and skip his way out of the club for all I care, mate.
Well, he's not going anywhere. I mean, he's signed a 5-year deal.
I do
But
not. Their contracts mean nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, they would not sign a 5-year deal if they didn't really want him to stick around. And I'm sure that Ten Hag wants him. Otherwise, you know, they would have consulted him.
A 5-year deal also shows that if they do decide to sell him within the 5 years, they're going to get some money for him. They're not going to have a Paul Pogba situation.
True. That is a good point as well, is to tie him in and to get some money out of him.
Within the next 5 years, they're guaranteed money.
Yeah. I think Ten Hag either gets him to improve his discipline and his ball retention, or he may go. But there are a lot worse players in that squad that I would definitely ship out first.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just think he's had a bad season.
Really front and center of our whole team, to be honest, Bruno.
Look, we did come out. We did come out the second half. We did come out the second half quite quick, you know, and we started pressing high on them, and they were rattled. Arsenal, they were, you know.
Did you honestly feel in that second half, or at any stage after we conceded the second, because we had good mate of ours, Adam Borgie from It's a Football Thing, down with us at the pub, Arsenal supporter. He was brave enough to sit in the pub full of United fans and watch the game. And he said to me, he felt that at any given moment, United were going to get back into the game and score a goal. And I honestly didn't get that feeling at all.
I thought
they lack energy.
I thought the second half we started quite quick. I thought, you know, we started pressing a bit. We were a lot more compressed at times. I thought Arsenal started turning over the ball a lot. You know, and then you had Ronaldo then had a second goal disallowed for offside. You know,
yeah, the back of his shoe
Dalot then struck the woodwork. You know, and Arsenal were under pressure.
We definitely created a lot more chances than we did with Liverpool. That's for sure. But you know, as you mentioned earlier, you know, our key performers in this game are the goalkeeper and Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo has 5 midfielders behind him who should really be providing him service. Fernandes, Sancho, Matic, Elanga, McTominay. The defense obviously have to do their job and protect the goalkeeper. Do you not feel that these 5 midfielders are just lacking? You know, I know we have players we like and we dislike, but as a unit, the 5 players are just letting the team down.
Yeah, but they can't keep possession. That's the biggest problem. They can't keep possession. Look, and then when they do go to keep possession, they either go back or sideways.
I thought Sancho had a good game.
Well, yeah, because it's why you say that is like I think I was talking to you about it last night. I enjoy him when he's 1v1, but there was a stage there where he did create the space and then he just passed off again. I don't care if a player gets tackled 1v1, but if that's your job as a winger to take on a player, then you've got to do it. You know, and that's why he played well when he does do that. But he's
I
got
thought
no one else around him.
Ilanga's quick. Ilanga
Yeah.
is he's fast, man.
Yeah.
He was burning them for speed down that side, and this is where his game lacks, and it'll probably come with time, over time, and experience. His end product is quite
Yeah.
poor.
Yeah.
I think
Agree.
that touch that he took into the box where he had a claim for a penalty.
Yeah.
The other one was a nailed on pen, wasn't it, Adam? When I don't know who the defender was, but he had his arm between his legs.
Oh yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah, I don't
100%.
know who that player was.
Yeah, that's a penalty for mine, without a doubt. He's got his arms between his legs. Well, you're not playing rugby league, man. You know, so it blew me away last night how VAR and that just ignored things like that.
Oh, they ignored everything that could have gone in United's favour was completely ignored.
Do you not think that we've been so bad as a team all season that it would just not be justified to see us in that top four, and almost it's like the best performers should naturally rise to the top, and unfortunately it's going to be Arsenal or Spurs that get there because their performances are just so much better. We can't just wing it in top four. We don't deserve it, and it's like luck is going against us now. To ensure that we rightfully go down that table where we should be because we've been so awful for the whole season.
If by some miracle we end up fourth at the end of this season, I don't think we deserve to be there.
It's not deserved, yeah.
No.
It's not deserved.
We have not been the clear fourth best team in the league.
Yeah.
Like on form at the moment, I'm going to say we're probably the 17th best team in the league, and that's being generous.
I mean, the teams in the relegation spot give us a tough game, give us a better game.
17th, that's a relegation spot.
I heard today that Newcastle would be second in the table over this back half. Yeah, from January.
If the season started in January,
yeah, they would be
based on their
Liverpool
form.
Would be first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've had a resurgence with Eddie Howe.
We're still in 6th.
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe, but with Newcastle, they've had a real resurgence with Eddie Howe. He's a real man manager. He's a real motivational coach, and the players are listening to him. He did excellent at Bournemouth as well. He was a real up and coming manager, and I think he was even touted as a potential suitor for Manchester United. Although I think it may have been too big a job for him, but who knows? Who knows? You need these young managers, man managers, who can really get their players to perform. Get them to gel. What do you think of Eddie Howe?
I like him. I think a big club is. I think it's
probably too much.
A bit too much for him. I think those mid-table clubs. I think that suits him. Yeah.
Same as the Brighton manager as well, Graham Potter. He's done wondrous things with a club, with such a small budget as well. And that's effectively Ten Hag in a nutshell, that he has been operating with a very small budget as well and getting the young stars to play to a level of football that he wants. And so, maybe we need to end the season badly to show these players, look, we've assembled a very expensive squad. You still don't perform. It's time we disband.
But Ajax don't need a budget. They've got a factory out the back there somewhere, and they just produce
young players.
And their academy is world renowned, so everyone knows their academy.
Right.
So I can understand Ajax not needing a budget and Ten Hag working well under those conditions.
Yeah.
So to see what he does with, I don't know what the budget rumor is this week. It was within a couple of days, it went from 120 million to 200 million to 300 million.
I heard 200 million as well. Yeah. But to be honest, with the amount of players that are leaving, contracts expiring, I think it's 5 or 6 players. We're going to have to replace them. Then we're looking to ship out the underperforming players. Ragnick's saying that we need to bring 10 players in. That's in excess of 200 million.
I don't care if we bring 10 players in. I just want to see 10 players shipped out.
Yeah. What do you think of the goal, the 25-yard strike? But
Oh,
I've seen the videos today of analysts. They were saying that and I don't know whether it was on
Who gave the
our,
ball away?
yeah, Bruno, was it? Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
Gave the
flog.
ball away. And then they were talking about the Arsenal player being in sight in De
He was
Gea's way.
He was
De Gea said
See
offside.
that?
De,
He was
De Gea said he
offside
couldn't
in De
see the
Gea's
ball.
way.
Yeah,
Offside in
he
De
said
Gea's. Look, he was 12 meters away from him. What are you going to call everyone now that's in an offside position? Oh, sorry, the goalkeeper couldn't see that, so it's no goal. Give me a break, man. He was 12 meters away from him. It was a cracking strike. It was
it
poor
was,
defending, and
and no
regardless
uplift.
of whether he's in his vision,
Yeah,
he's 12 meters away,
and it was
probably
just after he
further.
got
I
a
think.
yellow card as well, isn't it? Just after he got a yellow card, Xhaka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at the stats yesterday, we had 45% possession. We had 5 shots on target compared to 7 of theirs. We had equal number of shots, although a lot of our shots went wide, 14 versus 14. We had less touches, 567. We had less passes, 412 against their 507. We had more tackles and more clearances, and we had 7 corners compared to their 1 corner. So clearly
Really, I
our
didn't know that we had
set piece
7 corners
coach,
to their 1.
yeah, we're not winning enough on corners. And we had more yellow cards and we conceded more fouls. So really, set piece work, we need to definitely improve there. Possession is pretty poor, and we're being outpassed and outplayed pretty much every game this season.
United at the moment in this current form are the easiest team to play against. Honestly, woeful form from every player on the pitch. You know what? And I'm going to say other than, and like Adam said before, other than De Gea and Ronaldo. And it's just, I find it ironic that the 2 players opposite ends of the field are the 2 players that we're relying on to try and save this season. What's happening in between those players, like from Ronaldo to De Gea, all in the middle there, from defenders to the midfield? I don't know what's going on.
Really, our midfield, I think, is lacking the most. Apart from Maguire, who's an absolute shambolic defender, our midfield, I think, has been letting us down the most. Even when we go, 3 against 3 with Wolves, they just outclass our midfield in so many ways. I think this midfield is absolutely atrocious, and they need to work better. We matched their formation, identical. It was four at the back, 5 in midfield, 1 striker. Their midfield keeps the ball. They pass well. They work as a unit. Ours does not. They need to get closer together. They need to pass the ball. They need to do a little practice of one-touch passing, pretty much rondo type training. It's just disjointed.
Look, the other team that I know this is a United podcast, but Spurs overnight had a 0-0 draw against Brentford.
Oh yeah.
No, they had 0-0 against Brentford, and we've got Brentford coming up.
They drew. Yeah, well. Brentford are playing really well under that Danish manager. They're doing all right.
Well,
and they've got a very aggressive striker as well in Tony.
What do you call Arsenal now move into 4th spot? What are we out of the top 4 now? 6 points, I think.
Well, we're 6th and 2 points behind us, West Ham. So they're breathing down our necks.
And West Ham are still to play tonight. They're playing Chelsea tonight.
Ooh.
What did you guys think of my man Scott McTominay's post-game comments?
Well, I'll say one thing before we go into that about Scott McTominay. I really enjoyed when he hit the player. I really enjoyed him hitting the player, and
future United captain. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the armband around his arm. Oh my days! It's going to be brilliant.
Ragnick said he's captain material, right?
He is captain
in 2 years'
material.
time. He's captain material because he plays with spirit.
Not just that, spirit and heart. You see,
and heart.
Here, this is what it means. This means more than anything to Scott McTominay.
Yeah,
not this, like fucking.
That's right. And you know what he earns compared to everyone else? He only earns 20 grand a week.
Yeah, not like Spock. Not like Spock Fernandez, who's now signed a 5-year bumper deal, and decided to put his feet up and kick back and not have to put in the effort. He runs around like a madman, right? Like a chicken with its head cut off, but all for nothing. There's no, just runs
But
a lot
didn't
of
I
productivity, but
mean that
there's no end product with him either.
there's no end product with him, but look at some of the other players who don't even run around.
Look,
Yeah, but you know
Scott,
what? It's
no.
I
it's the
can't say.
players.
Look, I'm going to talk about Scott's game last night. I can't say he was outstanding.
No, he was terrible.
He
They all
was
were.
terrible, right? But his comments after the game would, I've got to say, I enjoyed them. You know, I've been waiting for it for a while. Somebody just to come out in the press conference and just cut loose, and you could see he was cut by it, you know, and that's what, you know, he said what the whole load of problems in terms of players, staff, everything higher up. So he's even put the Glazers under the pump there.
Yeah,
you know?
he's put everyone on blast.
Yeah.
Have you got his comments there, Adam?
Yeah, he said there are
Yep.
a whole load of problems in terms of players, staff, everything higher up. We need to concentrate on what happens on the pitch. We don't need to worry about who is saying what it is pride on the pitch. Give your best, everyone. There is a lot of things going on at the minute. For us, when we get back in the dressing room, it's go home and take a look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah. For us, self-belief, lack of confidence. You can see it all in the last 2 months, which has been coming. We had half decent game today, but even then, it is belief. It is just not there at the minute. Yeah, and then he said,
He said,
"Is a bit of BS in your performances. That is what it's come down to." And then
he said a lot,
goes on
right?
about the fundamentals of football.
He even mentioned how it wasn't enjoyable. Obviously, for I think he said something along the lines of Arsenal taking the piss out of him. Because if you watch the game back from about the 75th minute, maybe the crowd was starting to ole every ball that they were passing around.
Oh yeah,
They did that last game as well, yeah.
yeah.
Ole.
And there's nothing, honestly, for a team that actually cares about the result. There's nothing more disrespectful towards you and your teammates than the crowd chanting that when you're chasing the ball. That we look like school kids chasing that ball, you know, and the kids in high school just throwing the ball over their heads. No, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You're too short. You're not going to get it. As McTominay said, we are embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
And this was as painful as Liverpool. You know, the players were laughing at our squad. Arsenal players laughing yesterday. The crowd laughing. I mean, what is going through these players' mind? Do they not have any self-worth left? Any pride left? It's can you imagine being in that stadium and being laughed at in front of millions of people?
Look, I don't know how you all felt after the game. Like to be honest, I wasn't as upset as what I'd usually be, because I've known and I've accepted within myself a few weeks ago that the season's done. And hopefully our viewers can make us feel a little bit better, even though we've just come off a loss. They can give us a couple of likes and some shares and more subscriptions to the channel. You know, we're trying to boost this channel up and get it off the ground. And I'm sure we're enjoying this a lot more than watching United play, and hopefully the viewers are as well. So all their support will be much appreciated. But yeah, in terms of Arsenal, like I honestly went home last night not upset at all. I was more just, you know, it's worse. It's worse when your mates that support other teams don't even want to banter with you no more.
Yeah. Look, I
We're not
want to
even.
finish the pot. I want to finish the pot up, because it just gets a little bit depressing when you just keep talking about it. But I want to finish it on a positive, right? I want to finish it on a positive. Arsenal again. Arsenal took Liverpool's lead in, clapping Ronaldo, and I want to congratulate Ronaldo on his 100th Premier League goal. You know, the guys, again, I'll reiterate it. He's 37 years old. He's, still banging goals in for fun, even though he's very frustrated with the players around him. And I actually do feel privileged to be able to watch this, be lucky enough to see players like Maradona and 100% Ronaldo's in his category. I feel privileged to be able to watch players like that. Being older. Vim, you're the same, and
Yeah.
Emad, you would be probably coming in the back end of Maradona.
Not
but-
that old, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was back end of Maradona. I think
Yeah.
one of the first World Cups I watched, but not really watched, was probably the Italia '90.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, let's finish it on that.
I wanted to just say one thing because we are broadcasting from the man cave and this is what it's all about. Did you want to tell us something about some of your memorabilia in your lovely man cave?
my man cave. I'll tell you how this man cave started today. I asked my lovely wife if I could move my items inside the house, and it was just one quick glance, and I just turned around and walked straight back to the garage. So I quickly just whacked up a couple of things. I didn't want to feel left out. Now, it's no man cave yet. It's nothing compared to Adam's.
It's in the making.
It's in the making. So this is
I'm gonna
fresh out of the
sort you
womb. This is fresh out of the womb, this one.
Uh-huh.
So we've got a beautiful framed picture of Old Trafford.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the Old Trafford sign up there. So Matt Busby Way, so Alex Ferguson Way. I've got my United New South Wales Supporters Club scarf. And then over here, probably the greatest player to never play for Manchester United. This is my first son's jersey. So
Messiah.
yeah, so what I do with all my kids, and I've done with all my kids, from the minute they're born, it's the first thing I do.
A Man United top.
Yeah, I order them their Manchester United jersey, and they get their name and the day that they were born.
The day they were born. That's fantastic. Yeah.
So I've got my daughter's one, my son's one, and I've got Jacob's one.
That's nice.
Somewhere. So hopefully I'll get these framed soon, and I know Adam's going to help me do that. So it's good.
Yep.
Is there something you wanted to share with us, Adam, from your many years of collections?
I'm not really.
What's that picture there on the on your right?
I'll show you this.
Yeah.
One. This is a signed Michael Carrick Champions League 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I put this together this year. I think I put it together. Yeah, fully signed, and yeah, it's a nice picture of Carrick. Holding that.
Look at the size of the trophy, huh?
Yeah, it's excellent.
Huge.
Yeah.
Good old biggies, eh?
This is A3 size, so it's nice and big. I've actually got another one just a bit further down the way with Ronaldo holding it, fully signed by Ronaldo. So
Wow.
yeah, very lucky to have a couple of nice items.
I'd hate for someone to break in there. It'd be quite sus.
What I'll do is I'll have something special each time. I have got some really. Yeah,
Vim,
I'll surprise you next time.
Vim, do you want to
Yeah,
talk
I'll just see this picture frame here. I borrowed it from Adam.
All right. Well, listen, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our second episode. Remember, do us all a favor: like, share, subscribe. If you're watching the video, please hit the like button. Please. We've had on the first episode, I think we were up around 130, 140 views. It'd be nice to just get even half of that to like our show. I know you watch it on your TV now, but just get over to your phone while you're watching the pod and just hit that like button for us. It'll be a great help. We'll come to you with something during the week. And so get onto Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and give us all a like there. Follow the page, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks,
and
boys.
we've got the
Audio Jungle.